Okay, this is the Life X. This is the Life. Some lifestyle stuff here for you as well. There is a, oh cool, you get a little QR code and you can scan that and it tells you everything that you need to know. And we have, I don't want to break this box now, one grinder. Oh, nice and chunky. Little hopper goes on there. A little screw in there, I need to screw that in. Little dosing pot. The alternative to this is this guy. Sits on there for filter grinding. Okay. Did it come on? Cool. This is the Ceado Life X grinder, which does both filter and espresso for home. What strikes me about the grinder straight off is it's really nice build quality. It hasn't got a huge footprint, which is really important for anybody's kitchen. So nice and sturdy, nice and compact. You have two options for the top. You can use a traditional hopper. So this fits about 250 grams of coffee. You open the gate, put your coffee in, grind away to your heart's content. That's very suitable for espresso or if you're using the same filter over and over again. What I prefer to use is the second option. So this guy sits on top of here and it's a single use dosing chamber. So you weigh out your beans before in your scales, drop it in. You can use this as your little dosing cup if you like. So you tip your beans in, then you can take this guy here and give it a pump afterwards. It comes in three beautiful colors. So this is arguably green, probably blue. We have white and we have black. We have this nice little mechanism here in the front. So when you stick your portafilter in, it holds it there like that. It also comes with a nice little dosing cup for your filter coffee. So it has a 50ml burr set, and Ceado make their own burrs. They're famous for doing that. And the burr set that's in this grinder is, as I say, used for espresso and for filter. So they've come up with a nice way of having a kind of an omni grind burr set, which is a nice little catch-all for home users. It comes at a price point of €670, which for my money is quite a bargain. I'm not sure there's any other grinder at that price point that does the full range of coffee at the quality that this one does. So let's put it to the test and see if it does what it says it does. It does, I've used it before. So you've got two presets by time. So if you're using the hopper, you can have a shorter grind setting, maybe for a single basket, if you want to do that. And it just cuts out when it's done. And then also for the second one, you can have a longer one for a double hopper. So you can use that on either setting, but I think if you're using the hopper, it makes the most sense. Alternatively, you can have an on-off function. So you put your thing on top like this. You can also use this with the hopper if you want, and you press start. And it will just keep grinding until you tell it to stop. So if you're pre-dosing beans, you have this running. It's nice to put beans into a pre-running burr set. Just let them grind through, and then whenever you're finished, you hit this off. There's also a function on it where it will stop after a certain amount of time. So if you go out shopping for the day and you've forgotten to turn your grinder off, it'll just turn itself off after a minute or so. Okay, let's make some shots. Zingy. Nice. Okay, now we're going to grind some filter coffee. So I'm going to use a simplified bathtub brewer, which is by far the weirdest name for a brewer I've ever come across, but it's one of my favorites. And we're going to look for 15 grams of coffee. So I'm using La Lusion washed from El Salvador, Santa Ana. Little spray. If you don't have one of these for your coffee, get one. 2 little sprays. You can get them in most chemists or on Amazon or whatever. Give it a shake. And it kills all of the static when you're grinding the coffee. So put that in there. Like that. This goes in here. So this is the bellows, so give that a quick. And that gets everything out there like that, so we should have full yield on it. Okay, so this goes on here, this goes on here. Coffee, tip it in here. So 15 grams on the button. Put that in like that. Okay, tear that off like that. So we're looking for 250 grams to go with this. What I love about this brewer is that you just do it all in one, so you can get a full extraction, nice tasty round beverage in about 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's really quick, it's simple to do, and doesn't take much faffing around. Perfecto.